One more for stun. There it is.
Gets the jump in with that jump in roundhouse reset to the other side. And
Yes, and Punk brings it all the way back.
He's going to Stun City.
Hold on.
Oh!
Meeting over and Punk
And
is
Punk
your
the
East
Gizzo.
Coast Throwdown 2017 champion.
Yes.
So I'm the CEO of Panda Global, Bunney, and I'm joined here with the general manager, David Wu. He and I founded the company 5 years ago, and today we're going to talk stories about Punk. I remember I was doing a lot of research into who's good, who's bad, and who's an up-and-comer, and I remembered this one story of a player named Anbu Punk. That's what I thought at first. I thought his whole tag was Anbu Punk. He beat Jay Wong at a Red Bull tournament. I think it was the breaking point for me was I think I talked to Coach Steve. Steve, what do you think about this Punk guy? And he says, I think he's going to be one of the best Street Fighter players in the world. All right, that's it. Oh, I want Punk.
The first event he showed up for us was Final Round. The tournament after that was South by Southwest. So he went group stages, went 8-0, bodied everybody. Like really started showing why like he was the alpha.
That's the alpha role, you know.
And so everyone was saying, is Punk really the best? Is Punk really that good?
Something clicked for him right after that. Because I just said like, look, people are going to talk. They're going to say whatever they want. But guess what? You have no pressure anymore.
Yeah.
Like there's no pressure on you anymore. You can just go out and just body people.
I didn't think out of the gate he would be as strong as he was. I knew he had the ability to destroy people, but I thought he wouldn't really click in the beginning. And it skyrocketed. After South by Southwest happened, I think it was just like he just started knocking the pins one by one, like hitting the bullseye over and over and over again.
He won 3 straight premieres.
Yeah.
And at the time, he was the only person in the world who was playing Street Fighter V correctly. And he was the only one who understood the game. But everything in Street Fighter 4, like, it just fit. Like, Street Fighter V was the perfect game for Punk to just show up. He's good at a lot of games.
He's overall just a strong player.
Yes, he's a strong competitor, strong player.
Like, at the time, too, not only was he a strong player, but he also was, his trash talk was top level. I honestly think he just invigorated the Street Fighter esports scene.
You can't beat me, Samurai. I gave you the first game.
He gave him the first game. What do you mean?
He trash talked, but he backed it up. And he like didn't trash talk in like a terrible way. He trash talked in like sort of an engaging way. It wasn't like attacking their character. Because
everything was so dominated by Asia, Punk was like the hope of America. Because he just he just went through, rolled everybody, and E-League showed up. Punk showed up. He beat a bunch of people. He talked his smack, and like they did interviews, and some people did well, some people didn't do well, but there were a lot of Japanese players there, and it was actually E-League that really put Punk on the map for Japan because he ended up winning, and he was definitely not slated to win. I knew he was going to win.
We knew.
I knew he was going to win. I remember backstage grand finals right before going on with Phenom.
I forgot about that.
He was so confident. He had that aura of the champion. Like he had the eye of the tiger. He had it all, and he was just ready to go. I just remember he said, "This trophy is so heavy. I just don't want to take pictures." He's like, It
was huge, wasn't it? It was like half his body. I remember the pictures.
Yeah, it was like his size.
Yeah.
But it was like 70 pounds, I feel. Like 50, 70 pounds. That's what really put him on the map for Japan.
Japan, apparently, and I just recently learned this, formed entire like committees of players who, for the sake of their best players, would study Punk.
He destroyed everybody, and they were like, what is this Street Fighter game?
Yeah.
Like, how do we play Street Fighter 5?
Yep. And I think it was Mongo picked up Coney just to train Japan.
Just to train Tokido.
And
this is when Tokido, if you guys remember, he had just started playing Akuma, and like he wasn't super great at the time, but this was when like it clicked.
Right.
This was when he's like, I know how to play this game now. And this is also about the time where Daigo's like, I'm gonna start playing Guile, and it clicked.
So, right.
Like Punk was the only person I think who had a finished product for season 2 in terms of character.
At the same time, with all this stuff happening, so as E-League was going on, right? A lot of like different phrases of Punk's catchphrases started catching on. So he's the alpha, and right now, if you subscribe to him today, which by the way, He is a content creator.
Punk is the very best.
Yo,
On
thank you for the
SFBS
dollar,
at
CM
times,
Punk.
He is a content creator even on commentary. Nobody can touch him.
Y'all don't know about that.
His subs are the Alpha Academy. At the time, Punk was known for just incessantly and excessively teabagging his opponents and just rubbing it in.
You tech? Oh yeah, it's me. Warlord! Clip it!
He wasn't doing it maliciously, but
Yeah.
like other people were encouraging him to do it, so he did. He's always been there to entertain and to like really make sure everyone has a good time and people enjoy Street Fighter and they're able to enjoy it.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
The power up.
Although one's missing now. Yep, there it is. All right, he's got to figure it out here. Man, he's having some trouble. Yeah, all right. Yep, okay.
Helping him out.
Almost. There you go.
And going into Evo, Punk was still unstoppable. No one could beat him. No, he was untouchable. He was just winning everything.
And when Punk beat Tokido in winners side, I was like, he's got this. He's going
A
all the
lot
way.
of people forget that. A lot of people forget that Tokido is in losers by Punk.
That's it. He should be able to confirm into the critical art. And there it is. Punk is going to take it over Tokido and advance over onto the winner's side. Top 8.
Really, truly, after when he beat Tokido there, it was like, that's it. He wins Evo, basically.
Yep.
But Tokido turned it on.
If either of them won, I think it would have been great for the storyline.
Yeah.
And like, you know, Tokido went on to be, you know, continue to win.
Yeah.
Punk continued to win.
Right. And
so
it did create an interesting dynamic.
yeah, like all of a
Tokido
sudden it
versus
was
Punk and
Tokido
stuff,
versus
yeah.
Punk, and like, there was real interest in the game again.
Yeah.
And that's what I think was like the most important part. I had gotten a call from Japan, and they're like, "Hey, New Year's Eve, we
Yeah.
want to do a dream show match. Punk versus Tokido, first to 10, into the ball dropping to the New Year. Let's do it." And I was like, "Dude, Vic, you want to go to Japan?" And he's like, "Yeah." And the other guy he really liked,
Yeah. In Street Fighter.
Street Fighter, and the way he modeled his game was Bonchan.
His girlfriend wrote me on, well, she mentioned me on Twitter saying, someone tell Punk that Bonchan didn't Bonchan, you know, he wished me good luck.
I arranged them to have a meeting.
Yeah.
So we went to
Was
Japan.
that a surprise? Did you tell him beforehand?
I did not tell him so beforehand. So like,
Yeah.
I just said, hey, we're gonna go to Red Bull. We're gonna go when we go to Japan. Day 2, we're gonna go to the Red Bull headquarters and just go check it out. They like, I think it'd be really fun. They have some machines there, maybe like Daigo show, right? We get there, it's Bonchan, and I'm like, all right, cool, let's go and check out the arcades and go have dinner. And so they got to talk, and like they had a first to 7 or first to 10 in Street Fighter 4, and that was like Bonchan's like, oh crap, now I know why you're good at this game. Like, why now I know you're like where you come from. The two of them actually bodied everyone else in the arcade.
Yeah.
We actually looked for a Street Fighter 5 machine, we couldn't find one. We went to like 3 arcades.
No one else in the community was really the fit that we were looking for our Street Fighter player, you know, on the roster that really encompassed our brand and whatnot. It just feels natural to have him. It just feels natural.
He's
top
back
button,
home.
And, you know, it really does feel.
Punk
like he's
came back home.
It
And
really
like,
does feel like he's back
the
home.
thing is, like, he came back and like he fit right in with everybody else. Like it was like he never left.
And he's doing better and better. Like, honestly, his content is, you know, I legitimately feel like he's my favorite Street Fighter streamer and one of my favorite streamers in the FGC. It's just fun. So the content creator Punk, I think, is going to be somebody someday, and I'm glad to support him in that and help him grow.
That's the alpha role, you know, playing a part that Bonchan's noticing me now.